Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Master English Speaking for Beginners. My name is Kate. I am really glad you are here today. Before we start, I want to tell you something important. No matter how many ways you learn English, no matter how many videos you watch, or how many grammar rules you study, you will never truly speak English unless you actually speak it. And that is exactly what we are here for. In today's video, we are going to help you speak real English in real-life situations. Not textbook English, not complicated grammar, but simple and natural English you can actually use. This video is divided into 3 very important parts, and each part is designed to help you improve your speaking step by step. In the first part, you are going to listen to Tom and Emma talking about how to describe your daily routine. You will learn useful words, simple sentence patterns, and how to answer it in a natural way. In the second part, you will hear 5 short, real-life conversations, and they will show you how to use what you just learned in the podcast. These dialogues will help you practice using the useful words and sentence patterns. Try to follow along and imagine yourself in the same situation. In the final part of this video, we are going to do some English sentence shadowing practice. This will truly boost your speaking skills and help you sound more natural and confident. Remember, the only way to learn speaking is to speak, so do not just listen. Speak with us. Are you ready? Now let's get started.
Welcome to Master English Speaking Podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and I'm super excited to be here with you all today, ready to dive into another fantastic topic that's going to help you boost your English skills.
And I'm Emma, your co-host. It's great to be back, Tom. Today, we're talking about something really fundamental, something we all do every single day, often without even thinking about it, but it's incredibly useful for language learning, our daily routines.
That's right, Emma. Daily routines. You know, it sounds simple, but when you break down what you do from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep, you realize just how much English vocabulary and how many common phrases are tied into those actions. It's like a mini language lesson built into your day.
Exactly. And for anyone learning English, talking about your routine or understanding someone else's is such a practical skill. It comes up in everyday conversations all the time. Imagine meeting someone new and they ask, "So, what's your typical day like?" You want to be able to answer clearly and naturally.
Absolutely. And the beauty of a routine is that it's consistent. You do the same things more or less every day. This consistency is golden for language learners because it means you're repeating the same vocabulary and sentence structures over and over, which helps them stick in your memory.
It's like built-in practice. So to kick things off, Tom, why don't we share a bit about our own daily routines? We can walk our listeners through a typical day, explaining the common English phrases and actions as we go. Sound good?
Sounds perfect, Emma. Let's start from the very beginning. The morning. For me, a typical weekday morning usually begins around 6:30 a.m. That's when my alarm clock goes off. Goes off means it starts ringing. Sometimes I hit the snooze button once or twice, meaning I press it to delay the alarm for a few more minutes of sleep. It's a bad habit, I know.
Oh, I'm guilty of that too, Tom. Hitting the snooze button is a universal experience. After I finally wake up, which means I open my eyes and become conscious, I usually get out of bed. This is a simple phrase, right? To leave your bed. Then I like to stretch a little, just to wake up my body. What's next for you after getting out of bed?
After I finally get up, a more general term for leaving bed, the first thing I do is head to the bathroom. I brush my teeth using a toothbrush and toothpaste. Then I usually wash my face with some cold water to feel more awake. Sometimes I take a shower in the morning, which means washing your whole body with water.
Right, take a shower or have a shower are both very common. After that, I usually get dressed. This means putting on my clothes for the day. I might choose my outfit depending on what I have planned. Do you have a specific morning routine for getting ready, like choosing clothes the night before?
I really should, Emma, but I usually decide on the spot. After getting dressed, I always make my bed. That means tidying up the sheets and blankets. It just makes the room feel much better, you know? It's a small win to start the day. Then it's time for breakfast. I usually have breakfast around 7:30 a.m. I often make coffee, so I brew a pot of coffee and prepare a quick breakfast like toast with jam or some cereal. What about your breakfast?
Oh, breakfast is my favorite. I usually make myself a smoothie, a drink made from blended fruit, or eat oatmeal, which is a type of porridge. While I'm eating, I check my phone for any new messages or emails, and sometimes I'll read the news online. It helps me stay informed, meaning I know what's happening in the world. After breakfast, I might do some light exercises for about 15 minutes just to get my blood flowing.
That's a great way to start the day, Emma, getting some movement in. For me, after breakfast, I usually head to my home office. Since I work from home, my commute is very short. Commute means the journey you take to get to work or school. I'll turn on my computer and check my work emails to see what's urgent for the day. I usually start working around 8:30 a.m.
Ah, the luxury of a short commute. For me, since I also work from home, my morning work routine is quite similar. I sit down at my desk and plan my tasks for the day. Tasks are simply jobs or things you need to do. I often have a virtual meeting with my team around 9 a.m. where we discuss projects. Virtual meeting means we meet online using video. It's a good way to collaborate, which means to work together.
That's a very common phrase now, virtual meeting. It's become a huge part of many people's workday. So, we've covered the morning. Let's move into the afternoon. What does your typical afternoon look like, Emma, especially around lunchtime?
Well, around 1 p.m., I usually take a lunch break. Take a break means to stop working for a short time. I might make myself a sandwich or heat up some leftovers from dinner the night before. Leftovers are food that wasn't eaten the first time it was cooked. Sometimes I like to take a short walk outside during my lunch break to clear my head, which means to relax and stop thinking about work for a bit. It helps me recharge. What about you, Tom?
I'm similar. I have lunch usually between 12:30 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. I try to make it quick, often something easy like a salad or a soup. After lunch, I get back to work, which means I resume my tasks. The afternoon is usually when I focus on deeper work like writing reports or preparing presentations. Deeper work refers to tasks that require a lot of concentration. I might have a few more calls or respond to emails in the afternoon.
Yeah, the afternoon often feels like the most productive time for those deep dive tasks. What about after work? How do you wind down after a busy day? Wind down means to relax after a period of activity.
Good question. My workday usually ends around 5:30 p.m. or 6 p.m. After that, I like to unplug for a bit, meaning I try to step away from screens and work. I might go for a run or hit the gym. Hit the gym is an informal way to say go to the gym. It helps me burn off some energy and relax. Then I come home and usually start thinking about dinner.
That's a great way to transition from work to evening. For me, after my workday finishes, I usually prepare dinner. Prepare dinner means to cook it. I enjoy cooking, so I might try a new recipe or cook something simple like pasta. While I'm cooking, I often listen to a podcast, maybe even Master English speaking podcast. It's great multitasking, doing two things at once.
Haha, excellent choice of podcast, Emma. After dinner, my evenings vary. Sometimes I watch a TV show or read a book. Read a book is pretty straightforward. Other times, I might work on a hobby, like playing the guitar or learning a new language. Ironically, English for some of our listeners. It's a time to do something I enjoy and relax.
Yes, relax is key. Before going to bed, which means getting into bed for sleep, I usually do my evening routine. This includes things like brushing my teeth again, washing my face, and getting into my pajamas, comfortable clothes for sleeping. I also try to read for about 15-20 minutes before turning off the light. It really helps me unwind.
That's a very similar bedtime routine to mine, Emma. I also try to avoid screens like my phone or laptop for about an hour before sleep, because the light can make it harder to fall asleep. I usually go to sleep around 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m., aiming for at least 7-8 hours of sleep. Get enough sleep is so important for feeling good the next day.
Absolutely, Tom. So you can see how many phrases and verbs we've used just talking about a typical day. From waking up and getting dressed to having lunch and going to sleep. These are all common, everyday English expressions. And for our listeners, practicing describing your own routine is a fantastic way to improve your English.
It really is. Think about it. You can practice the simple present tense. I wake up, I eat, I work. You can use time expressions like first, then, after that, around noon, in the evening. You can talk about frequency using words like always, usually, sometimes, never. It's a complete package.
And it helps with pronunciation too. When you say these phrases often, you become more comfortable with the sounds and rhythm of English. Don't worry if your routine isn't exactly like ours. Everyone's day is different. The key is to be able to talk about your day.
Right. Start by just listing 5 things you do every morning and 5 things you do every evening. Then try to describe them using simple English sentences. For example, first, I drink water. Then, I brush my teeth. Keep it simple at first, then add more details.
You can also try narrating your routine to yourself in English as you do it, like, now I'm making coffee. I'm pouring water into the machine. It feels a bit silly at first, but it's such an effective way to immerse yourself in the language without needing a partner.
That's a brilliant tip, Emma. Self-talk is incredibly powerful. And remember, consistency is much more important than perfection. Don't worry about making mistakes, just keep practicing. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they'll become.
Absolutely. Small daily efforts really add up over time. And hey, while we're talking about daily habits, how about adding one more to your routine if you haven't already? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for Master English Speaking Podcast.
Yes, please do. Subscribing means you won't miss any of our future episodes, which are packed with practical tips and lessons just like this one. We put out new content regularly to help you on your English learning journey.
It helps us a lot too, knowing that you're enjoying our content and want more. So if you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, leave us a rating, and maybe even share it with a friend who's also learning English.
Your support means the world to us, and for today, we hope our little walkthrough of daily routines has given you some useful vocabulary and inspired you to practice talking about your own day in English. It's a simple step that can make a big difference.
Definitely. So make it a habit to use these new words and tell your story of your day. You'll be amazed at how quickly your fluency improves. Thanks for joining us today on Master English Speaking Podcast.
Thanks everyone for listening. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep speaking English. Bye for now.
See you next time. Keep up the great work. Now let's move on to the second part. In this part, you will hear 5 short real-life conversations of how to describe your daily routine in simple English. They will show you how to use these expressions in real life. As you listen, try to answer 2 questions. 1, when does Anna have her team meeting? 2, what time does Tom usually go to sleep? All right, let's continue.
Hi there. I love coming here in the morning. The coffee is so good.
I agree. I stop by every day on my way to work.
Oh, really? What time does your day usually start?
My alarm goes off at 6:30 every morning.
That is early. Do you hit the snooze button?
Sometimes once, but I try to get up right away.
I am guilty of hitting snooze at least 3 times.
I used to do that too. It is a hard habit to break.
So, what is the first thing you do after you get out of bed?
I head to the bathroom and brush my teeth.
Do you take a shower in the morning or at night?
I always take a shower in the morning. It helps me wake up.
Same here. I cannot start my day without a hot shower.
After my shower, I get dressed and make my bed.
You make your bed every day? That is impressive.
It is a small win to start the day. It makes me feel productive.
I should try that. What do you usually have for breakfast?
I usually have a quick breakfast like toast or cereal.
I need a bigger breakfast. I make myself eggs almost every day.
That is healthy. I am usually in a rush, so I eat fast.
Do you drink coffee at home or buy it here?
I brew a pot of coffee at home, but I still come here for a second cup.
That makes sense. Oh, looks like our coffee is ready.
Great. It was nice talking with you, Lucy.
You too, Mike. Enjoy your coffee.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That was a good workout. I feel so much better now. How about you, David?
That's good, Anna. I always come here before work. It helps me focus.
That is smart. What time do you usually start work?
I start working around 8:30. My office is nearby.
That is convenient. My commute is about 40 minutes.
Wow, that is long. What do you do during your commute?
I listen to podcasts or read the news on my phone.
That is a good way to use that time. I work from home, so my commute is very short.
You are lucky. Do you like working from home?
Yes, most of the time. But it can be lonely sometimes.
I understand. I need to be around people to feel motivated.
What is the first thing you do when you get to work?
I turn on my computer and check my emails.
Same here. I also make a list of tasks for the day.
That is a good habit. I should do that more often.
It helps me stay organized. Do you have meetings in the morning?
Yes, I have a team meeting every day at 10.
Is it in person or virtual?
It is usually in person, but sometimes we meet online.
Virtual meetings have become so common now.
Definitely. They save a lot of time. What about you? Do you have many meetings?
A few each week. The afternoon is when I focus on deeper work,
What do you mean by deeper work?
tasks that need a lot of concentration, like writing or planning.
That makes sense. Well, I need to go shower. It was nice talking with you.
You too, Anna. Have a good day at work.
You too, David. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Paul. I don't usually see you here on weekends.
Hi, Rachel. Yes, I usually sleep in on Saturdays.
What time do you normally wake up on weekends?
Around 9 or 9:30. It is nice to not hear the alarm.
I agree. I love turning off my alarm on Friday night.
What is your typical weekend morning like?
I make a big breakfast, sometimes pancakes or scrambled eggs.
That sounds delicious. I usually just have coffee and toast.
You should treat yourself on weekends. You deserve it.
You are right. Maybe I will make something special tomorrow.
Do you have any plans for today?
I am going to meet some friends for lunch. What about you?
I am going to the farmer's market. I try to go every Saturday.
That sounds nice. Do you buy groceries there?
Yes, I buy fresh vegetables and fruits. They taste much better.
I should try that. Is it expensive?
Not really. The prices are quite reasonable.
Maybe I will come with you sometime.
You should. It is a fun way to spend a Saturday morning.
What do you usually do on Sunday?
I relax at home. Sometimes I read or watch a movie.
That sounds perfect. I try to do the same.
Do you prepare for the work week on Sunday?
Yes, I check my emails and make a plan for Monday.
I do that too. It makes Monday morning less stressful.
Exactly. Oh, I think the bus is coming.
Finally, it was nice talking with you, Paul.
You too, Rachel. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Tom. I see you here often in the evening.
Hi, Sophie. Yes, I try to take a walk after work to clear my head.
That is a great idea. What time does your workday usually end?
Around 5:30. Then I come straight here.
I do the same thing. It helps me wind down.
Exactly. After my walk, I go home and prepare dinner.
Do you enjoy cooking?
Yes, I find it relaxing. I usually cook something simple like pasta or soup.
I am not a good cook. I often just heat up leftovers.
Nothing wrong with that. Leftovers can be delicious.
Sometimes. What do you do after dinner?
I usually watch a TV show or read a book.
I try to avoid screens before bed. It helps me sleep better.
That is a good habit. I should try that.
What time do you usually go to sleep?
Around 10:30. I try to get at least 7 hours of sleep.
That is important. I go to sleep around the same time.
Do you have a bedtime routine?
Yes, I brush my teeth, wash my face, and put on my pajamas.
I do the same thing. I also like to read for a few minutes before turning off the light.
Reading helps me unwind too. What kind of books do you like?
I like mysteries. They keep me interested.
I prefer something lighter before bed. Nothing too exciting.
That makes sense. Well, I should finish my walk and head home.
Me too. It was nice talking with you, Tom.
You too, Sophie. See you around.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi there. I love coming here on Sundays. It is so quiet.
I know. This is my favorite place to relax.
Do you come here often, James?
Almost every Sunday. I usually grab a coffee and read for an hour.
That sounds like a perfect Sunday routine.
What about you? How do you like to spend your Sundays?
I like to do things that help me recharge for the week.
Like what? I am always looking for new ideas.
I like to take a long bath or go for a walk in nature.
That sounds very relaxing. I should try the nature walk.
It really clears my head. Sometimes I listen to music while I walk.
Do you also prepare for the work week on Sunday?
Yes, I make a list of things I need to do. It helps me feel organized.
I do the same thing. I also lay out my clothes for Monday.
That is a smart idea. It saves time in the morning.
Exactly. Every minute counts when you are rushing.
Do you meditate or do any relaxation exercises?
I try to, but I am not very good at sitting still.
It takes practice. I meditate for 10 minutes every evening.
Does it help you sleep better?
Yes, a lot. I fall asleep much faster now.
Maybe I will give it another try.
You should. Start with just 5 minutes.
That sounds manageable. Thanks for the tip, Lily.
You are welcome. Well, I should go. It was nice talking with you.
You too, Lily. Enjoy your Sunday.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Before we start our last part, did you find the answer to the question from the second part? When does Anna have her team meeting? And what time does Tom usually go to sleep? You can put your answers in the comments below. Now, in this part, we are going to do some shadowing practice. You will hear 50 short sentences, and your job is to repeat them after me out loud. Try to copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the intonation as closely as possible. Do not just listen. Speak. This is one of the most effective ways to improve your English speaking skills and build confidence. Let's begin. My alarm goes off at 6:30 every morning. My alarm goes off at 6:30 every morning. I usually wake up around 6:30 in the morning. I usually wake up around 6:30 in the morning. Sometimes I hit the snooze button once or twice. Sometimes I hit the snooze button once or twice. I finally get out of bed after a few minutes. I finally get out of bed after a few minutes. The first thing I do is brush my teeth. The first thing I do is brush my teeth. I wash my face with cold water to feel more awake. I wash my face with cold water to feel more awake. I like to take a shower in the morning. I like to take a shower in the morning. Taking a shower helps me wake up. Taking a shower helps me wake up. After my shower, I get dressed for the day. After my shower, I get dressed for the day. I always make my bed before I leave the room. I always make my bed before I leave the room.
Making my bed makes me feel productive. Making my bed makes me feel productive. I usually have toast and coffee for breakfast. I usually have toast and coffee for breakfast. Sometimes I make eggs or oatmeal. Sometimes I make eggs or oatmeal. I brew a pot of coffee every morning. I brew a pot of coffee every morning. I check my phone for messages while I eat. I check my phone for messages while I eat. I turn on my computer and check my emails. I turn on my computer and check my emails. I make a list of tasks for the day. I make a list of tasks for the day. I have a team meeting every morning. I have a team meeting every morning. Virtual meetings have become very common. Virtual meetings have become very common. The afternoon is when I focus on deeper work. The afternoon is when I focus on deeper work. Deeper work means tasks that need concentration. Deeper work means tasks that need concentration. I take a lunch break around noon every day. I take a lunch break around noon every day. I usually heat up leftovers for lunch. I usually heat up leftovers for lunch. Sometimes I take a short walk during my break. Sometimes I take a short walk during my break. A walk helps me clear my head. A walk helps me clear my head. My workday usually ends around 5:30. My workday usually ends around 5:30. After work, I like to go for a walk. After work, I like to go for a walk. Going for a walk helps me wind down. Going for a walk helps me wind down. I try to unplug from screens after work. I try to unplug from screens after work. I go home and prepare dinner every evening. I go home and prepare dinner every evening. I enjoy cooking simple meals like pasta or soup. I enjoy cooking simple meals like pasta or soup. I like to heat up leftovers when I am tired. I like to heat up leftovers when I am tired. After dinner, I watch a TV show or read a book. After dinner, I watch a TV show or read a book. Reading helps me relax before bed. Reading helps me relax before bed.
I try to avoid screens for an hour before sleep. I try to avoid screens for an hour before sleep. I brush my teeth and wash my face before bed. I brush my teeth and wash my face before bed. I put on my pajamas and get into bed. I put on my pajamas and get into bed. I like to read for a few minutes before turning off the light. I like to read for a few minutes before turning off the light. I usually go to sleep around 10:30. I usually go to sleep around 10:30. I try to get at least 7 hours of sleep. I try to get at least 7 hours of sleep. On weekends, I like to sleep in. On weekends, I like to sleep in. I turn off my alarm on Saturday morning. I turn off my alarm on Saturday morning. I make a big breakfast on weekends. I make a big breakfast on weekends. Sometimes I make pancakes or scrambled eggs. Sometimes I make pancakes or scrambled eggs. I like to do things that help me recharge. I like to do things that help me recharge. Taking a long bath is very relaxing. Taking a long bath is very relaxing. I meditate for 10 minutes every evening. I meditate for 10 minutes every evening. Meditation helps me fall asleep faster. Meditation helps me fall asleep faster. I make a list of tasks for the next day. I make a list of tasks for the next day. Planning ahead makes Monday less stressful. Planning ahead makes Monday less stressful. I lay out my clothes the night before. I lay out my clothes the night before. Small habits can make a big difference. Small habits can make a big difference. Consistency is more important than perfection. Consistency is more important than perfection. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And that's it for today's lesson. You did a great job. You listened, you repeated, and you spoke. That's how you improve. Remember, don't just watch. Don't just listen. Speak. Practice today's sentences with a friend or even just to yourself. Every small step counts. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who is also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep speaking, keep practicing, and believe in yourself. This is Kate. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.